What is going on? Charles Botenston here, obviously. So this is also known as IGDM. So I can actually, instead of going and downloading Instagram, I can actually just go on my desktop and answer DMs. So this question comes in from, I won't say the name, but he says, curious, because I put in here that it was actually an Instagram story. And I say that I got here before the gym actually opened, and which was 5:20. I got there around 5:20. I was up at 4:30. Had to snooze my alarm because I was still in REM sleep. I snoozed it for 10 minutes and then boom, I was good to go. I actually know my body a lot better now when I'm in REM sleep and when I should snooze and when I'm just complaining. And if I'm just complaining, I have to get up because then I go into REM sleep and then it's really hard to get out of that. So he said, so I'm at the gym. I post on Instagram stories via the Safari browser on the iPhone. And he goes, curious, do you take naps during the day to keep going? Sorry, I'm an idiot. Curious, do you take naps during the day to keep going or do you power through it and sustain mainly on whatever you get at night? And then he goes, parentheses, I usually do 2 10-minute power naps daily. So essentially, I would say up until maybe 7-8 months ago, I was exhausted at 1:30, 2 o'clock. And you know what I noticed is that at 1:30, 2 o'clock, I needed to do something. So guess what I did? I ate food. And not good food. Or I went out and I got a coffee because I thought I needed it. But you know what it was? I was bored. I had nothing to do. If I had something and my entire day was packed, that never happened. Why is that? So I started thinking about this. This is a perfect example of when I say, or Gary Vaynerchuk said it, and then I finally actually dialed it down and said, why do I need to get food at 2 p.m.? Why do I need to sustain energy at 1:30 p.m. to 2 p.m.? 1:30 p.m. Why do I need that? So I started looking at it and I started reverse engineering and I said, okay, well, I would say 2 years ago, it's because I was eating like shit and I wasn't consistently eating. I then started going to the gym. So I was like, all right, well, when I power nap or when I go to bed at night, I crash. And the only time I wake up is I go piss. So that's pretty much the only downside of having lots of water is that you wake up during the middle of the night, whatever. But everything I eat, drink, or anything else gets sweated out in the gym. So I'm never going to change that because I don't smell when I sweat. My sweat doesn't smell. My urine doesn't smell. In other words, I'm literally exiting all of the toxins that would have built up from any kind of cortisol, any kind of bad food that I would have made or eaten. And I'm on a lot of electrolytes because I'm training for the Ironman. So what I'm getting to is that 2 years ago, I finally started dialing in and going to the gym. So I was like, okay, I'm going to the gym, yet I'm not really putting out at the gym as much as I should. So I started reverse engineering, get a little more self-aware. That's what I was talking about before. I was getting a little bit more self-aware. And then I said, okay, I got to change my nutrition. What am I eating? So I looked at my breakfast. I was like, my breakfast is fine. It's oatmeal. My lunch, there's maybe bread, maybe not bread, but sometimes I get it from another place instead of a salad. And this was a year ago, and I was like, well, I gotta see. Let me try it out. Let me test it out. So for a week, I went to Chopped, which I get my salad from, and I looked at it and I said, I looked at my energy and I was like, wow, okay. But I was still bored, I was still craving something at 1:30, 2 p.m. So I said, why? It's because I was not busy enough. So first, so I don't take naps. That's the answer to this video. I don't take naps because when I take a nap, I'm done. I'm out. I can't power nap. I can't wake up and then be like, okay, let's go rock the rest of the day. It's like, no, I crush. Sometimes I'm up at 4:30, 4:15. And then other times I'm up at 5:30. You know, it's literally between 4:30 and 5:30 every single day. 5:30 the latest, because usually I have to do something before the gym class, whether that's run or cycle or something else for this training that I'm doing. So this is what I noticed, is that the first thing was, are you actually consistently going to the gym? And the reason being is that when I don't go to the gym, I'm more tired. I'm more tired. When I do go to the gym, I'm not tired. And the reason being, I've actually deduced it, this is not any scientific knowledge, I've deduced it is because your body gets flooded with feel-good hormones. Just a rush of boldness overcomes you. As well as if you are masturbating, highly recommend you stop doing that. You know, maybe once a week, once every 10 days. You know, I'm telling you right now, that is a massive depletion of your energy, guy or girl. Okay, it started with guys, you know, putting it on YouTube, and then girls started doing it. There was one girl that has done almost a year, which is insane. Obviously sex is not involved in that, because that's different, because you're releasing, and there's a person in front of you. So that's nature, you know, doing what it's supposed to be doing. And the other way is that you're literally just letting testosterone go. Testosterone is your boldness, your manliness, it's your creativity, it's your focus, it's your clarity, it's everything, it's your confidence. And it's the same thing for a girl. It's your freeness, it's your femininity, it's everything. So first, are you going to the gym consistently? Number two, are you actually eating properly? And number three is, are you bored during the day? Okay? If all those things are handled and you're still tired, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you do need a nap. There's a lot of people that were smart and needed naps and took naps. I'm not one of those guys, okay? I'm self-aware, okay? Regardless of how many people tell me, Charles, you should take a nap. You should do a 10-minute. How the hell can I do a 10-minute nap? I don't give a shit what your comments are. Charles, you should try it. No, I'm not. And the reason being is that I know myself, okay? You're different. Maybe you don't need a nap either. Maybe you don't need to be bored. Maybe you are just tired, or your body needs it, or whatever the case is. I'll just go over today, okay? Today, I woke up my alarm went off at 4:30. I got out of bed at 4:40, 4:45, right around, actually no, it was like 4:44. I actually took a picture and posted on Instagram, but got out of bed at 4:45. Got to the gym at 5:20. I biked to the gym. I then ran for almost 5 miles. Was it 5 miles? I think it was 5 miles. Ran for 5 miles, then did a really intense 45-minute Equinox class. Then biked to the subway, got on the subway, okay, barely checked my phone. Did I check my phone? I think I checked my phone once for under a minute, okay? I know I'm recording this on my phone. This is everything you do is depleting your energy. You are negative. You are eating incorrectly. You are not going to the gym. You're using your phone too much. There's a great Digital Minimalism I'm actually going through it right now, which is by Cal Newport. Digital Minimalism. I don't know if that's upside down. But Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. Cal Newport also wrote some incredible other books, including Deep Work and So Good They Can't Ignore You. Both of those books are incredible. I ordered Digital Minimalism. It was the first time that I actually ordered a book that was $15 that just came out, because I'm super stoked. Actually, that's a lie. I also ordered Atomic Habits and David Goggins' book. So those are the three, and I'm really looking forward to it. You know, all the authors are putting out some great books. I'm super stoked about it. So look at those three things. Reverse engineer why you need a nap. Reverse engineer why you need to go out at 2 p.m. and get a coffee. I'm also removing coffee from my life, because I don't want my body to need and need that energy. Because when I'm racing and there is no access to caffeine, I don't want my body to be like, I need coffee. I need a cold brew. I need shots of espresso. So I'm weaning myself off of that for the energy. I don't want to be dependent on it. And number three is that your teeth get yellow. And there's a lot of older people, I look at it and I'm like, oh, dude, your teeth look terrible. Take care of your teeth. There's a lot of studies that the bacteria in your teeth, when you eat food and that bacteria gets loosened, it goes down into the gut. And I don't know what it happens in your gut. I actually will look it up right after that. But it is, your teeth, bacteria is not good. That's why it smells like shit when you come from the dentist. Or have you ever smelt when you're cleaning your teeth and you start to bleed? That's not good, okay? This is all part of your health. Have health as your foundation. I don't care if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend. I don't care if you have tons of money. I don't care about anything. Because if you start losing your health, you're going to start losing relationships. When you start losing your health, you start losing your money. When you start losing your health, you start losing your job, your passion, your creativity, your focus, going to the gym, things like that. Your health is everything. Dial it in. Dial it in this year. There's no waiting anymore, okay? There are way too many influences about fat acceptance, okay? No, you're overweight and it's unhealthy. I'm not accepting, maybe you can accept yourself, but your body, nature doesn't give a shit, okay? Nature doesn't have feelings. Nature is nature. That's why we survived. For 250,000 years was our last common ancestor, okay? Jesus was born 2,000 years ago. And then we know what happened up until then. And some things a little before, into BC, just like a little bit of history. Imagine 250,000 years ago was our last common ancestor. And then obviously before that, for millions and millions and millions and billions of years. Okay? To think that accepting something, or because caffeine wasn't around, bread wasn't around, we lived off of berries and fruit, and then we raw meat, and then we were able to cook it. And then when we cooked it, our brains got bigger, our jaws got smaller, our brains got smarter, okay? We got our prefrontal cortex from that, okay? You have the back here, which is literally the emotions to make sure you're not gonna die. Okay, back here is the dying. Then it's how am I going to do something, which was sort of language. Then we started putting on our conscious mind. Okay, every animal has this. Some animals have this, which is they could communicate, whether that's through sense, whether that's through body language. You know, you know when you're about to fight a bison. You know, a bison knows it's going to fight another bison. Or I just saw two rams go into each other, and they crushed heads. They literally got on their hind legs and just smashed into each other. And you're thinking, well, I don't want to make a cold call, or I'm a little bit tired. Dude, are you kidding me? I don't know. This was obviously more. I'm done with people's bullshit. It's really what it comes down to. I don't care about your complaining. I don't care about your fears. I don't care about your excuses. Why? Because I had them. And then I said, why am I blaming other people? Why am I blaming the economy? I was working at Halstead. I was blaming society. I was blaming the government. I was blaming schooling. I was blaming my parents. I was blaming everybody. But I was taking no accountability. So take accountability for your health. If you need a nap, awesome. If you need something amazing, wean off of the drugs if you're on any drugs. And I'm talking about prescription drugs. If you're smoking pot, I'm not for pot. And I'll give you an example. So a good friend of mine, he said he was smoking pot to cool himself or to calm himself, okay? And then I said, dude, why don't you just meditate? You know, why don't you try something else? Why don't you not smoke so much? You know, because his relationship started going down and his job performance started going down. So I was like, why don't you reverse engineer that? I know there's a lot of people that are pro pot. Fantastic. Good for you. Amazing. That's my opinion. It's not going to be changed because I see the effects of it. Okay. You're not as productive. You're not as bold. You're not as energetic. You're not as enthusiastic. Okay. It's just how it is. Okay. Some people can do it. Some people are very high performing. That's a very small minority, okay? Then I have another friend that actually smoked pot because he had arthritis in his hands. And I started saying, dude, what's your diet? Okay. Arthritis could be, because he didn't really play any sports. Okay. So when you reverse engineer it, gout is a perfect example. When people say, I have gout. Okay. And then you take a pill for gout, or I have an emotional roller coaster, so they take Zoloft. Okay. Why don't we reverse engineer that, doctor? Okay. Why don't we find out what causes gout? Gout is caused by plantar fasciitis. Is also, people that are not even athletes get plantar fasciitis. Okay, I know someone that has plantar fasciitis. It's like, dude, you have plantar fasciitis because you're not active and you eat like shit. You're very sedentary. You sit down all day. It's obviously you're going to get that. Nature doesn't care. Doesn't care about your feelings, doesn't care about your goals or your dreams. Nature is nature. It's going to do what it wants, regardless of what you feel or how you want it to happen. Okay? So going back to the friend with, he had arthritis in his hands. And I remember looking at his hands and I'm like, dude, you got some burly hands. I'm like, did you play football? Usually when you play football, you're an offensive lineman, you get like burly, gnarled up hands. You could Google it and whatnot. Or did you like rope climb or climb mountains or whatever? Alex Honnold, who's a professional climber, he has gnarled hands. He goes, no. I'm like, why do you have to? He goes, arthritis. Look at your diet. It's too acidic. Gout and a lot of arthritis, if you're not active, is from gout. Yes, there's a lot of people that play tennis and they play basketball. That's different for arthritis. That means you don't have the cartilage in your knees, your elbows, or your shoulders, so you sometimes get arthritis. Arthritis is also caused from too much acidity. That's from too much wine, too much alcohol, too much processed food, too much bread, anything processed. Okay, it's quite easy to understand what the diet should be. Okay, I know this is a rant, and I know this is a lot longer than what you expected, but I implore you to look at your health, stop blaming other people. It's all on you. Nobody cares, and everybody is glad it's not them. That's my mindset right now. Everyone's glad, Charles, that they're not going through your insecurities or your fears right now. Nobody gives a shit. All right? So have an amazing day. Enjoy your Thursday or Friday or whenever you're viewing this. Talk to you guys soon.